Thank you, Dean Breslin, for that incredibly generous introduction. I approach this podium today with a great deal of uncertainty. Before my time at Emerson, I wasn't what you would call the model student. I didn't participate in the academic achievement societies. I didn't fit in the advanced placement courses. I didn't graduate with honors. I wasn't that brand of student, the kind of student who give commencement addresses. But graduate school changes things for people. I've learned that. For many of us, coming back to school was a new beginning. It represented a recalibration of sorts, a new focus on our career, perhaps a career change. It was an opportunity to redefine our places in our industries, in our communities, in our world. So it occurs to me that uncertainty is not a quality that is exclusive to me in this case. In fact, I would argue that in some ways it was uncertainty that brought us all back to school. Uncertainty about what the future holds for us professionally, academically, personally. Uncertainty about the role that we would play in that future. Uncertainty and risk accompanied us throughout this journey. To say, I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, or more years to immerse myself in study, to put a career on hold, to balance a career consecutively, to travel far from home. These are acts that lean in to uncertainty. They are brave acts. They require courage from ourselves and incredible support from our loved ones. And they seem to illuminate a quality that defines this community and sets us apart. A certain hunger. We are, after all, the ones who decided to come back to school. We were the ones who said, well, a decade and a half of school wasn't quite enough for me. I want more. We are the unsatisfied. And uncertainty, to us, is not an obstacle. It's a reason. It's the reason we're here and the reason we keep going. Because we're not satisfied with simply not knowing. We're not satisfied if we don't have a hand in the future, if we're not moving it forward somehow. We are the forward movers. So as we look back at our time at Emerson, it's not the certainties I'd like to reflect on, but the uncertainties. It's the courage in this room that I'd like to honor. For as I look out at this community, I see researchers and scholars, I see artists and community activists, I see teachers and writers and journalists and filmmakers, storytellers, communicators, the ambassadors of brands, the advocates for health, leaders in communication. But I also see parents. Parents who have put their kids to bed and then put on a pot of coffee and started their next paper. I see workers who have tripled their workload in order to accommodate a master's program. I see people who have literally crossed oceans to be here with us today. We've arrived here from many different paths, many different cultures, many different industries, but we've all encountered uncertainty along the way. We can all think of at least one moment during our thesis writing or our capstone planning or our internships or our student teaching where we thought, how am I going to get through this? But we did get through this. We've all faced doubt, but we've overcome that doubt. Why? Because it's who we are. We are the forward movers. And today, all of those paths meet here for this moment and we get to become masters of something. I find that to be profound. We made it here today by embracing the uncertain, exploring the unknown, and it changed us. It wasn't always easy, and sometimes it could often feel lonely. Times when our friends and family just didn't quite understand our viewpoint. Times when even our peers and colleagues weren't on the same page. For me, it was engaging the material around multicultural education. It caused a certain retreat into myself. I wrestled with the way that it challenged my assumptions and reframed my lived experience. But for all of those times that I felt alone or vulnerable, I knew that there were others like me who were engaging with their studies with the same intensity, who were driven by the same quality. So as we honor our diversity and background and industry and culture, let us also celebrate the motivation that every person graduating here today shares. Because we live in an uncertain world that is desperately in need of more forward movers. A world where free speech is used to promote hate instead of love. A world where we're still arguing about who's allowed to love who. A world where systematic inequality is not just a headline, it is the everyday reality for millions of people. But in these times of uncertainty, there's one thing that brings me comfort and hope. That we, the unsatisfied, do not run from uncertainty. We face it. So as we bring this experience to a close, I hope that we can make one promise to each other. Stay hungry. Keep going. Writers, publishers, journalists, keep telling stories that need to be told. Educators, reach every student that needs to be reached. Artists, activists, keep challenging us to see what needs to be seen. Marketers, advertisers, shine a light on innovation and progress. Health advocates provide access to every community. Speech language professionals make sure that every voice is heard. Do not shy away from what is unknown. Lean into it with all of your might. Know that you are a part of a community that moves forward in the face of doubt. And in your moments of uncertainty, take comfort by remembering this moment when we, the hungry, the unsatisfied, the forward movers, met here and became masters together. Thank you.